Allow your body to settle. Feel the gentle pull of gravity and a constant reassuring presence that holds you to the earth. Notice the weight of the blanket, a soft anchor in the quiet of your room. Breathe in and now breathe out. With every breath, feel the tension leaving you. Feel it release from your toes and your feet. Feel the muscles in your legs grow heavy and loose. That weight travels up, softening your hips, your stomach, your back, letting your spine rest completely against the surface beneath you. Your shoulders, which may have carried the day's worries, can now release. Let them fall. Feel your arms become heavy, your hands soft. Finally, feel the small muscles in your face relax, your jaw, your cheeks, the space between your eyebrows. You are here, you are safe. The room is still. The darkness behind your closed eyes is a soft, familiar velvet. It is a quiet place, a personal universe of your own. Now let your awareness drift, connecting that small personal darkness with the great vast darkness outside your window. They are one and the same. They are connected. The night sky you see is not a ceiling. It is not a painted dome. It is an opening. Imagine you are lying at the bottom of the ocean looking up. The air above you, the atmosphere, is just a shallow layer of water, and beyond it is the true unending deep. A void so vast it defies imagination, and yet here we are floating in it. This is the great cosmic ocean, and it is not empty. As your eyes adjust, you see them. Pinpricks of light, distant, shimmering, and silent. We call them stars, but they are more than just lights. They are messages. They are echoes. They are the past speaking to us in the present. The starlight that touches your eye tonight did not begin its journey a moment ago. It has been travelling for a very, very long time. Space is so immense that even light, the fastest thing we know, takes years or lifetimes or millennia to cross the void. Scientists use a term for this, a light year. It isn't a measure of time, but a measure of distance. It is the staggering distance that a single particle of light travels in one full year. The very closest star to us, our nearest neighbour after the Sun, is over 4 light years away. The light we see from it tonight began its journey more than 4 years ago. Think of who you were, what you were doing 4 years ago. That light has been racing towards you that entire time through the silent cold just to end its journey in your eye. Most of the stars you see are much farther, hundreds of light years, thousands. When the light from that faint glittering star left its surface, there were no cities here as we know them. Perhaps the Great Pyramids had not yet been built. Perhaps humans were painting on the walls of caves looking up at that very same star. We are in this moment looking at history. The sky is a museum of time, and here we are, on our world, Earth. In the midst of this vast, cold, ancient emptiness, our planet is a single warm oasis. It is a small, fragile bubble of blue and green teeming with life, shielded by a whisper-thin layer of air. We are floating together in an eternal silence, a silence so profound that the sound of your own breath is a miracle. There is a deep, comforting solitude in this. We are small, yes, but we are also impossibly precious, a fleeting, beautiful thought in the mind of the cosmos. Let us drift now just a little, staying close to our warm home. Let's take a quiet, contemplative journey through our own cosmic neighbourhood, our solar system. We drift past our moon, our silent crater companion. It pulls on our oceans, it guards our nights. We move outward. We pass the world of red dust, Mars. It is a cold, sleeping planet dreaming of a past it has lost. We see vast canyons where water once rushed. We see dry riverbeds and ancient lake bottoms. Now it is a world of silent red sand where thin winds whisper over mountains taller than any on Earth. It waits, a quiet monument to time and change. We drift further past the belt of asteroids, a scattered field of ancient debris, the building blocks of a planet that never was. And then we feel the presence of the giants. First is Jupiter, the sleeping king. It is a world so large that all other planets in our solar system could fit inside it. It is not a world of rock, but a world of gas and cloud. As we float by, we see its bands of cream and orange and brown swirling in a storm that has no end. We see its great red spot. It is a hurricane, a storm so vast it is wider than 2 Earths, and it has been raging for centuries. It is an eternal tempest, a deep cosmic rumble in the silence of space. We move on, and we see the jewel of our system, Saturn. It too is a giant of gas, but it is defined by the one thing that takes our breath away, its rings. From far away they look solid, like a perfect smooth halo. But as we drift closer, we see they are not solid at all. They are made of billions upon billions of pieces of ice and rock. Some are as small as a grain of sugar, others as large as a house. They are orbiting Saturn in a band so thin, so fragile it is like frost on a window pane. A silent, shimmering disk of ice catching the faint sunlight. It is a place of profound and delicate beauty existing in a perfect quiet balance. We have travelled far now. The sun is just a very bright star behind us. The warmth of Earth is a distant memory. It is cold here and it is very dark. We are approaching the edge of our familiar home, the boundary. We float through the Kuiper Belt, a vast scattered shoreline of icy objects orbiting far beyond the planets. This is the home of Pluto, a small complex world of frozen mountains and a thin, hazy sky. This is a realm of shadows where trillions of icy bodies drift in a slow, patient dance. But this is not the final edge. We drift further, for months, for years, for lifetimes. We travel into the deep, profound darkness until our entire solar system, the sun, the planets, the asteroids, the Kuiper Belt, is just a small, faintly glowing region far behind us. We have arrived at the final boundary, the Oort cloud. You cannot see it. It is not a wall. It is a vast hollow sphere of ice, a shell. It is made of trillions of frozen comets loosely held by the sun's gravity, forming a great icy bubble around our entire solar system. This is the skin of our home. It is the frosty shell of our cosmic snow globe. It is the source of the comets, those beautiful long-haired visitors that occasionally fall inward loop around our sun and remind us of the great icy deep from which they came. This cloud, this shell, separates our home from the next great expanse. It separates our solar system from the true deep ocean of interstellar space, the space between the stars. And here at the very edge of our home, held in the cold and the dark, we can rest. We are enclosed. We are contained. We are floating in the great silent harbour of our own solar system, protected by this final frosty shore. Rest here, in the quiet, in the deep. We pull back from the familiar, comfortable neighbourhood of our sun. We leave behind the orbits of the planets, the quiet hum of our solar system, and we drift further and further out into the dark. From here, our sun, our brilliant star, becomes just one more point of light. It shrinks until it is just another star in a sea of stars. And as we drift, we begin to see it. That faint milky smudge across the night sky. The one you can only see when you are far away from city lights out in the true dark. Ancient people looked up and saw a river of light, a celestial stream. They called it the Milky Way. But as we drift here in the cold and the quiet, we see it for what it truly is. It is not a river. It is not a cloud. It is our home. We have been living inside a forest, and for the first time we are floating above it, looking down. That band of light is not something out there. It is his. It is the collective light of billions of stars, so many and so far away that their light merges into a single beautiful glow. We see the shape now. It is not a random collection. It is a structure. A magnificent swirling city of light. It is a spiral galaxy. A flat disk of stars, gas and dust spinning slowly in the void. When we are on Earth and we look up at that milky band, we are simply looking into the disk. We are looking edge-on through the most crowded part of our own city. And what a city it is. The scale is impossible to hold in our minds, but we can try. This disk, this city of stars, is about 100,000 light years across. A light year. The distance light itself travels in one full year. Light which moves so fast it can circle the entire Earth 7 times in a single second. Now imagine that beam of light starting at one end of our galaxy. It travels, it passes stars and worlds. It flies for a year, 10 years, 1,000 years. It flies past the entire history of human civilization. It keeps going, 10,000 years, 50,000 years. It takes 100,000 years for that beam of light to cross from one side of our home to the other. This is our home, the Milky Way. And how many neighbours do we have? How many stars live in this city with us? The estimates vary, perhaps 200 billion, perhaps 400 billion. The number is so large it becomes meaningless. It is for us countless, billions upon billions of stars. Think of our sun, a stable yellow star. It has a family of planets, worlds of rock and ice and gas. Now look at the billions of other lights in our galaxy. We are learning that most of them, perhaps almost all of them, are not alone. They too have families. They have planets. Our galaxy is not just a collection of billions of stars, it is a collection of billions of solar systems, billions of families of worlds. And in this vast, sprawling metropolis, where are we? Where is our little solar system, our sun? We are not in the centre. We are not in the bright, chaotic, crowded downtown. If the Milky Way were a giant city, we would be living in a quiet, peaceful suburb. We are nestled in a small, partial arm of the spiral. Astronomers call it the Orion Spur. It is a quiet street. We're about 2/3 of the way out from the centre. It is a gentle place. The stars are not too crowded. There isn't too much radiation. It is perhaps this quiet location that has given our world the peace and stability it needed for life. The long, slow, uninterrupted billions of years required for consciousness to wake up and look at the sky. We live in the galactic habitable zone, a tranquil neighbourhood perfect for life to quietly begin. But this neighbourhood, this city is not standing still. Nothing in the universe stands still. Everything is in motion. Everything is part of a grand, slow dance. The Earth spins on its axis, giving us day and night. The Earth orbits the Sun, giving us our year. But the Sun is not stationary, the Sun too is in motion. Our entire solar system, the Sun, the Earth, all the planets is moving. We are travelling at an incredible speed, hundreds of thousands of miles per hour. We are falling. We are falling around the centre of our galaxy. Just as the Earth is held in orbit by the Sun's gravity, our entire solar system is held in orbit by the immense gravity of the galaxy itself. We are on a journey, a vast circular cosmic journey. We are completing one great lap. How long does this lap take? This is a year on a scale we can barely comprehend. It is called the galactic year or the cosmic year. It takes our Sun and its family approximately 230 million Earth years to complete one single orbit around the galactic centre. 230 million years. Let that number settle. Think of all you know of human history. Recorded civilization is just a few thousand years old. Our species, Homo sapiens, is a few 100,000. This single slow lap of our galaxy is 230 million years. The last time our solar system was in this exact spot in the galaxy, the dinosaurs were just beginning to evolve. The first great reptiles were roaming a very different Earth. The continents were in different places, the air was different. And in the time since then, our solar system has travelled all the way around back to this position. In that one galactic year, the dinosaurs rose to become the masters of the planet. They lived for over 150 million years. They fell in a great catastrophe. After they were gone, the world slowly healed. The small mammals that survived began to diversify, they grew, they changed. Primates evolved, and in the last tiny paper-thin sliver of this one cosmic year we appeared. All of human history, all our wars, our art, our love, our progress, has happened in just a fraction of this one great journey. We are travellers, all of us. We are passengers on Spaceship Earth, which is a passenger in the solar system, which is itself a passenger on this grand slow carousel and endless dance around the heart of our galaxy. So what is it? What is at the centre? What is this great anchor that we are all orbiting? If we point our telescopes toward the constellation of Sagittarius, we are looking toward the centre of our Milky Way. It is a place of wonder and of shadows. The centre of our galaxy is a crowded place. It is the downtown we spoke of. The stars there are packed together thousands of times more densely than in our quiet neighbourhood. It is a place of incredible energy buzzing with light and radiation. But at the very, very centre, at the precise mathematical heart of our spinning city, there is something else. It is a point of impossible gravity, a place where matter has been crushed down to an infinitely small point. It is a supermassive black hole. Astronomers call it Sagittarius A star. Now, when we hear the words black hole, our imagination conjures images of a monster, a cosmic vacuum cleaner devouring everything in its path. We think of chaos and destruction. But the great heart of our galaxy is not a monster. Sagittarius A star is not sucking in the galaxy. If it were, we would have been consumed long ago. It is not a predator hunting in the dark. It is an anchor. It is the stable, heavy heart that gives our galaxy its structure. Its immense gravity, the gravity of 4 million suns packed into one tiny point, is what everything else is responding to. It is the centre of the dance. Our sun does not orbit the black hole directly. Our sun orbits the total mass of the galaxy's centre, which includes the black hole and the millions of stars densely packed around it. This black hole is the composer, and its gravity is the music. It is the silent, unseen conductor that keeps all 200 billion stars in our galaxy, including our sun, in their long, graceful, orbiting dance. It is the heart of the Milky Way, not a heart of violence, but a heart of order, a heart of stability. It is the centre point that allows a peaceful suburb like our Orion Spur to exist at all. This city of stars, this magnificent structure held together by a quiet, dark heart. It is still, it is ancient, but it is not static. This city is not just a place, it is a process. It is alive. Because in this city, new citizens are being born every single day. Stars are born and stars also die. Our galaxy is a dynamic system of recycling and renewal. Where do stars come from? They come from the clouds. Not clouds of water, but vast interstellar clouds of cold gas and dust. You have seen pictures of them, the Great Nebulae, the Orion Nebula, the Eagle Nebula, the Pillars of Creation. They are some of the most beautiful objects in the entire universe. They look like watercolor paintings brushed across the canvas of space, hues of red and blue and purple. These beautiful, serene-looking clouds are not just art, they are factories. They are stellar nurseries. Inside these vast, cold clouds, gravity is at work. Gravity is always patient. It pulls little bits of gas and dust together. A tiny clump forms. It has a little gravity. It pulls in more gas. It grows. And as it grows, it gets denser. It gets hotter in its core. It pulls in more and more material, growing larger and larger over millions of years. Until deep inside that collapsing ball of gas, the pressure and temperature become so extreme that a fire is lit. A nuclear furnace ignites. Hydrogen atoms begin to fuse together to make helium. This fusion releases a tremendous, unimaginable amount of energy. It is the energy of a star. The new star pushes back against the collapse and a stable, breathing, burning star is born. A new light shines in the galaxy. This is how our sun was born 4.5 billion years ago in a long-forgotten cloud of gas and dust. Stars are born. They live for millions or billions of years, burning steadily, and then they die. How they die depends on how big they are. A star like our sun. A medium-sized average star will die gently. In about 5 billion years, it will run out of its main fuel. It will swell up into a red giant, and then it will gently puff off its outer layers, leaving behind a small, dense, fading core. A quiet, graceful end. But the massive stars, the giants, their end is not quiet. When a star many times larger than our sun runs out of fuel, gravity wins and it collapses in on itself in a fraction of a second. This collapse triggers a rebound, the most violent explosion the universe ever creates. It is called a supernova. In one blinding flash, a single dying star can outshine its entire galaxy of billions of stars. It is an explosion of unimaginable power. It looks like destruction. It looks like an end. But it is not. It is the most important creation. You see, in the normal life of a star, it only fuses simple elements like hydrogen and helium. But in the final fiery furnace of a supernova explosion, all the other heavier elements are created. The carbon, the oxygen, the nitrogen, the silicon, the iron, all the building blocks of life, all the complex, interesting materials that make up our world. That dying star in its final glorious act does not just die, it seeds the universe. It blasts these new heavy elements out into space. It enriches those cold clouds of gas and dust. This star stuff mixes with the clouds, and from these enriched clouds a new generation of stars is born. And this new generation of stars will not be alone. The heavy elements, the iron and silicon and oxygen, will clump together to form planets, rocky planets, worlds. This is where we came from. Our solar system is a second generation or perhaps third generation system. The star that came before our sun. A massive long-dead star exploded as a supernova billions of years ago. It scattered its atoms across this part of the galaxy. Those atoms, the carbon, the iron, the calcium mixed into the cloud that would one day become our solar system. That cloud collapsed. It formed our sun, it formed the Earth. And the atoms that formed the Earth eventually formed us. Think about this. As you lay here breathing, quietly feel the strength in your body, the calcium in your bones, the iron in your blood that carries oxygen to your brain. That iron, that calcium, it was not made on Earth. It was forged billions of years ago in the heart of a colossal exploding star. We are in the most literal and poetic sense stardust. We are the children of the stars. We are the universe having woken up. We are the Milky Way observing itself. Our bodies are a collection of atoms from across the galaxy gathered together for a short time to live and to love and to wonder. We are not just in the universe is in us. Our home, the Earth, is made of stars. Our galaxy, the Milky Way, is the grand city that builds them. And as we drift in this quiet, peaceful neighborhood, we are part of this great cosmic dance of life and death and renewal. And in this moment we are safe. We are home. We are stardust dreaming of the stars. We have journeyed through our own solar system, that warm, familiar neighborhood. We have felt the loving embrace of our sun. We have stepped back to see our entire Milky Way galaxy, that swirling, glowing river of light that we call home. It feels impossibly vast. Hundreds of billions of stars, our own included, turning in a slow, majestic dance. It feels like the entire universe. But it is not. As you float here in the quiet dark, let your gaze drift beyond the edges of our own galaxy. Look out into the truly deep ocean of space. The blackness between the stars of our home is vast, but it is nothing compared to the blackness between the galaxies. We are not alone. Our island of light. The Milky Way is just one on a very clear, very dark night. Far from the lights of human cities, you can look up at a specific patch of sky in the constellation Andromeda. And if you are patient, you might see it, a smudge, a faint, blurry, elongated wisp of cloud. It is so faint you might think your eyes are playing tricks on you. It is just there, a whisper. What are you looking at? That faint, ghostly light is not a cloud in our atmosphere. It is not a nebula within our own galaxy. It is another home. That is the Andromeda Galaxy. It is our sister galaxy, the closest large spiral galaxy to our own. It is in fact even larger than the Milky Way. Where we have hundreds of billions of stars, Andromeda holds perhaps a trillion suns, a trillion points of light, each one a distant fire, each one a potential anchor for its own family of worlds. Think of that faint, fragile smudge is a city of a trillion stars. And the light that you see, the light from that smudge that is just now at this very moment touching your eye, began its journey. 2.5 million years ago, you are seeing Andromeda not as it is today, but as it was when the first ancestors of humanity were walking the Earth. You're in the most literal sense looking deep into the past. Feel the weight of that, feel the profound, humbling, quiet awe that all of that, a trillion stars, 2.5 million years of distance, is contained in a single faint smudge of light. It is the universe gently reminding you of the scale of things. It is the universe showing you that our vast home is just one island in a great cosmic archipelago. We can see the lights of the next island glimmering faint and far across the dark cosmic water. You're not just in a galaxy, you're in a universe of galaxies. And this neighbour, this beautiful massive sister, is not standing still. Nothing in the universe ever truly does. She is moving, we are moving. And the invisible, patient and relentless force of gravity is pulling us together. The Milky Way and Andromeda are on a destined path. They are falling towards each other. Right now, they are racing across the cosmic void at more than 100 kilometers every second, closing the distance year after year, millennium after millennium. This is a story written in the laws of physics, a future that is all but inevitable. In about 4.5 billion years, our two great galaxies will meet. Now when you hear this word collision, your mind might instinctively conjure images of violence, of crashes and fire and destruction. You can let that thought go, allow it to dissolve. This is not a collision in our human sense. It will not be an explosion. It will be a dance, a merger, a slow, graceful cosmic ballet that will take hundreds of millions, even billions of years to unfold. Remember, a galaxy, for all its stars, is almost entirely empty space. The distance between each star is immense. Our sun is like a single grain of sand and its nearest neighbour is kilometres away. So when these two swarms of stars meet, when our hundreds of billions intermingle with Andromeda's trillion, the stars themselves will not crash. They will pass each other by like ghosts, two magnificent swarms of light interpenetrating, flowing through one another. The orbits of stars will be bent and changed by the immense combined gravity our own sun. Our own solar system will likely be thrown onto a completely new path, perhaps flung far out into a new region of this combined galaxy. But it will be safe, it will be a slow, gentle pull. Imagine the sky for any beings who might live on a world in that distant future. For millions of years, they would watch as Andromeda grew first a smudge, then a bright glow, then a spectacular, terrifying, beautiful ribbon of light filling their entire night sky. A river of 1 trillion stars brighter than our own. Milky Way hanging over their heads. And as the dance begins, the two spiral centers will swing around each other, closer and closer. Great long arms of stars and gas called tidal tails will be flung out into deep space like ribbons trailing from the dancers. The sky would be a swirling chaos of light. And when the dance is finally over, after perhaps 1 billion years of merging, a new home will have been born, the two spirals will have settled, their distinct shapes will be gone. They will have combined to form a single new enormous galaxy, a supergalaxy. Some call this future creation Milkomeda. It will likely be a different type of galaxy, not a flat spiral, but a vast, round, glowing ball of stars, an elliptical galaxy. It will be a new, quiet, golden metropolis, its star-making days mostly behind it, filled with the combined light of over 1 trillion suns. This is our distant, distant destiny. It is not an end, it is a transformation. A cosmic union. There is nothing to fear. It is just the slow, patient, creative breathing of the cosmos. It is the way of things, and you can just rest in that knowledge. So we have our galaxy and we have our neighbour. We are part of a small, cosy gathering of galaxies called the local group. But what happens if we pull our awareness back even further, zoom out past Andromeda, past our little cluster of galaxies, out and out and out, until entire galaxies are just tiny points of light? What does the universe look like on the truly larger scales? You might imagine it's all random, just galaxies sprinkled through the dark like salt, but the universe is more beautiful, more structured than that. On the grandest scale of all, the universe has a pattern, a texture. It is a vast three-dimensional interconnected network, astronomers call it, the cosmic web. Imagine a vast dark room filled with the most intricate, delicate spider's web, a web that fills the entire space. Now, imagine that at the junctions of the threads and along the threads themselves there are tiny glittering drops of dew. Those drops of dew are the galaxies. The galaxies are not scattered randomly, they are arranged along these vast invisible filaments, long thread-like structures of matter, and the invisible dark matter that holds it all together. These filaments are the great cosmic highways stretching for hundreds of millions of light years. Galaxies and gas flow along them like rivers drawn by gravity. And where these filaments cross, where the great cosmic threads intersect, that is where you find the clusters, the great cities of the universe, massive, dense, chaotic gatherings of thousands of galaxies all swirling around each other in a gravitational storm. Our own Milky Way and Andromeda. We live in a quiet suburban part of this web, on a smaller filament drifting slowly towards the Great Virgo cluster. But what about the space between the threads? This is just as important. In between the filaments of the web, there are the voids. These are the great, silent, empty spaces, colossal dark bubbles hundreds of millions of light years across, where there is almost nothing, no galaxies, no stars, no light, just a profound cold and peaceful emptiness. The universe on this scale is like a beautiful cosmic sponge. The matter is in the thin connected walls and junctions of the sponge, and the emptiness is in the great dark voids in between. This web, this skeleton of light and dark, is the largest structure we know. It was seeded by tiny quantum fluctuations in the very first moment of the universe's birth. Those tiny differences in density were stretched out by the action of the universe. And then gravity spent 13 billion years pulling matter onto this invisible scaffoldings. You are part of that, your body, your home, your galaxy. You are a tiny, glittering drop of dew on one single thread in an unimaginably vast and beautiful cosmic web. Feel yourself held safe within that grand design, a part of a pattern so enormous it holds everything. Let us drift back now, back to the filaments, back to the islands of light themselves. We have seen that the universe is a gallery, a garden, a zoo of creative expression. Not all galaxies are built the same. We live in a spiral galaxy like Andromeda. These are perhaps the most beautiful. They are flat spinning disks, like great cosmic pinwheels. They have majestic sweeping arms, and these arms, they are bright, they are blue, they are vibrant. This is because spiral galaxies are full of gas and dust. They are the cosmic nurseries, the raw material for creation all along those spiral arms. New stars are being born, right? Now, hot, massive, brilliant blue stars that light up the arms and make them visible. Spirals are the young, active, busy cities of the cosmos. They are full of energy and change and life. But then, as you drift along the web, you will find others. You will find the elliptical galaxies. These are different. They are not flat disks. They are huge, three-dimensional clouds. Some are round like a basketball. Some are shaped like a giant cosmic football, and their colour is different. They are not blue and white. They are a soft, gentle yellow and orange and red. This colour tells their story. They are old. They are filled with old red and dying stars. They have very little gas or dust left. Their days of forming new stars, their blooper world, are long, long past. They are the retired cities of the universe, ancient, massive, settled and quiet. They are the glowing golden embers of cosmic creation. Many of them we think were formed from the slow-motion merger of smaller spiral galaxies, just like our own Milky Way and Andromeda, will one day become they are the future, resting in a golden, peaceful light. And then you find the others, the irregular galaxies. These are the cosmic rebels, the free spirits. They have no defined shape. They are not elegant spirals nor grand settled ellipticals. They are messy, chaotic, scattered like cosmic graffiti. They are often smaller, and they are frequently being pulled and twisted by the gravity of their larger neighbours. But this chaos, it is creative. This gravitational pulling often triggers furious, beautiful, chaotic bursts of new star formation. They are like small pockets of cosmic art, disorganized but bursting with vibrant, bright and youthful energy. Spirals, the pinwheels of creation, ellipticals, the great golden ancient cities, irregulars, the chaotic bursts of life, and countless variations in between each one. Each faint smudge of light in the deep dark sky is an island, a community, a home to billionaires or trillionaires of stars, each one a unique and beautiful expression of gravity and light evolving over billions of years. The universe is a garden of endless forms, an archipelago of infinite islands, and as you drift and as you rest, you can feel yourself a citizen of this grand, diverse and sleeping cosmos. Just let go and float among the islands of light. And so as we drift, let us pull our gaze back. We have journeyed through the fire and ice of distant worlds, we have sailed past the glowing nurseries of stars, and we have watched the silent dance of galaxies. But now we go deeper. We turn our minds not to the things in the universe, but to the nature of the universe itself. We come to the biggest questions, the ones whispered in the dark. What is all of this? How did it begin? And what is it made of? Let us travel back. We will not use a ship, but our minds guided by the light of science. We rewind the cosmic clock past the first galaxies, past the first stars, past the first atoms. We go back to a time before time, a moment or perhaps a non-moment of pure, perfect and total beginning. This is the echo of our creation. We call it the Big Bang, but that name is a little deceptive. It suggests an explosion, a flash and a crash in a dark, empty room. But that is not what happened. There was no room. There was no outside for it to explode into. The Big Bang was not an explosion in space. It was the expansion of space itself. Imagine, if you can, a single point. It was not a point in the way we know, but a point that contained everything. All the space, all the time, all the matter and all the energy. Every particle that makes up your body, every atom in the air you breathe, every distant shimmering galaxy, all of it was compressed into a state of impossible density and heat. And then it began. Space unfurled. It blossomed. In the first fraction of a second, the universe grew from something smaller than an atom to the size of a galaxy, and it has not stopped growing since. Think on that. You and the farthest star you can see and the most distant quasar at the edge of observable time were once one. You are not just in the universe, you are the universe. The material of your being was forged in that first singular moment. We are all quite literally made of the Big Bang. But how do we know? How can we be sure of a moment so long ago? We can know because the echo's still here. The creators of this event left behind a clue. If you had an old television, one of those that was not connected to a cable, and you turned it to a dead channel, you would see static, a blizzard of black and white dots. You would hear a sound, a steady, relentless hiss. A tiny fraction of that static, that hiss, is the sound of the universe being born. It is the oldest light in existence. It is called the cosmic microwave background. It is not a sound really, but a faint leftover warmth. A glow. In the first few 100,000 years, the universe was a hot, dense soup, too hot for light to travel. But as space expanded, it cooled. Finally, it cooled enough for atoms to form, and the first light was set free. That light has been travelling ever since for over 13 billion years. As the universe expanded, that light has been stretched so far that it is no longer visible light. It has become a faint, cold glow of microwaves. It comes from everywhere. No matter where we point our instruments, in every direction, between every star, we find this warmth. A faint uniform temperature just about 3 degrees above absolute zero. It is the lingering, fading warmth of our cosmic dawn. It is the photographic negative of the moment of creation, and it is the most powerful evidence we have that our story, the story of this expanding, beautiful universe, is true. When we listen to that static, we are hearing the remnant of our very beginning. But this story has ghosts in it. As we looked at the universe, we could see the stars, the gas, the dust problem emerged. A profound mystery. When we look at galaxies, these beautiful spinning islands of stars, we can measure how fast they spin. And they are spinning too fast, dangerously fast. Based on all the stars and gas, we can see the gravity they create should not be enough to hold these galaxies together. The stars on the outer edges, like children on a merry-go-round, spun too fast, should be flung off into the void. And yet they are not. The galaxies hold. There must be something else, something holding them. An invisible gravity, a silent, unseen presence. We call it dark matter. This is not matter as we know it. It does not shine. It does not block light. It does not interact with us or our world in any way we can detect. It seems to pass through us, through the entire planet, as if we are not even here. It is a ghost. But it has gravity, and there is so much of it. For every gram of normal matter, the stuff of you and me and the stars, there are 5 grams of this dark matter. It is the true majority. We, the shining, visible universe, are just the foam on a vast dark ocean. We believe this dark matter acts as an invisible scaffolding, a vast cosmic web. When the universe was young, it was this dark matter that first clumped together. Its gravity pulled in the normal matter, showing it where to build. The galaxies, the clusters of galaxies, they all formed along the invisible filaments of this dark matter web. It is the architect, the hidden framework that sculpted the universe we see today. We live in a cosmos whose shape and whose destiny is governed by something we cannot see and cannot yet understand. And if one ghost was not enough, the universe has another, a second even greater mystery. For decades we assumed one thing, the universe is expanding, yes, but surely the combined gravity of all those trillions of galaxies, all that dark matter must be pulling back. The expansion must be slowing down. Like a ball thrown into the air, it must eventually slow and perhaps even fall back. So we built telescopes to measure this. We looked at the most distant objects, exploding stars called supernovae, to see how fast the universe was growing in the distant past. And in the late 1990s we found the answer. And the answer was impossible. The expansion is not slowing down, it is speeding up. The universe is accelerating. The galaxies are flying away from each other faster and faster and faster. Something is pushing the universe apart, a force or an energy that is embedded in the fabric of space itself. A gentle, constant, relentless pressure that is winning the war against gravity. We call it dark energy. We do not know what it is. It is perhaps the energy of nothing, the energy of the vacuum itself, a property of empty space, but this nothing makes up almost 70% of everything. Think of it. All the stars, all the galaxies, all the light that is only 5%. The invisible scaffolding of dark matter is 25%. And all the rest, the vast overwhelming majority, is this mysterious anti-gravity, this dark energy that is pushing our universe toward its future. It means our cosmos will grow more and more empty. The islands of light, the galaxies, will be pushed so far apart that one day in the far, far future the sky will be dark, the other galaxies will have accelerated beyond our horizon forever. Which brings us to the most personal and perhaps the most haunting of the great questions. If the universe is so vast as we have seen with 2 trillion galaxies and our own galaxy holding perhaps 400 billion stars, many of them with planets, if the ingredients for life are common, if there has been so much time, billions and billions of years for civilizations to rise and spread, then where is everyone? This is the great silence. We listen. With our radio telescopes, we scan the heavens, listening for a signal, a pattern, a single artificial hello, and we hear nothing. The sky is profoundly quiet. It is the greatest paradox. The numbers insist that the cosmos should be teeming with life with intelligence, but the data insists we are alone. So we wonder in the quiet, why the silence? Are the distances simply too vast? Is it that civilizations are like ships passing in a night too far apart to ever see each other's lights? Or is there something harder? A great filter? A challenge that every civilization faces, a technology, or a war, or a climate crisis that none or almost none can survive? And are we still approaching that filter? Or perhaps the silence means something else entirely? Perhaps they are here, but they are so advanced, so different that we are to them like ants on a sidewalk. We cannot perceive them. We cannot understand their motives. Or perhaps they communicate in ways we cannot imagine, not with radio, but with neutrinos or gravitational waves or in a language built on the fabric of space-time. Maybe the only clues we will ever get are the visitors that pass through. Not ships, but rocks, objects from other star systems like the comet 3I Atlas, or the strange cigar-shaped Oumuamua that tumbled through our solar system like a piece of cosmic driftwood. Are they just comets, or are they the only hello we will ever receive? A message in a bottle from a shore we will never know. These great looming questions are not here to trouble your sleep. They are here to frame it, to show you the scale of the magnificent, mysterious and awesome reality you are a part of. You are a piece of this mystery. You are the cosmos looking back at itself. So now let the mystery hold you. Let these deep cosmic rhythms be the currents that carry you to sleep, to dreams, to the quiet peace of the void. We have travelled so far tonight. We have drifted beyond the pull of our sun, past the Kuiper belt and into the silent interstellar dark. We have watched stars being born in great cosmic nurseries of dust, and we have witnessed the final brilliant flash of their death. We have seen galaxies spin in a silent ballet that lasts for billions of years, a dance choreographed by a gravity we can feel but cannot see. And now it is time to come home. Gently let your awareness travel back. Pull it back from the edge of the cosmos, past the great superclusters, past the Andromeda galaxy and back toward our own familiar spiral of stars. See the Milky Way not as a band of light in the sky, but as your home address. Come further still past the Oort cloud, past the orbits of Neptune and Jupiter, and see that small blue-white jewel shining in the void, Earth. Feel your awareness sinking through the atmosphere past the thin clouds over the dark oceans and sleeping continents and down, down, right into this room, right into the space you are in. Feel the weight of your body, the softness of the surface beneath you, the gentle touch of the air on your skin. You have returned, but you have returned with a secret. All of that immensity, all of that power, it is not separate from you. It is not something you just observed. The entire 13.8 billion year story of the universe, the initial flash, the cooling of matter, the gathering of hydrogen gas, the first fusion in the first stars, the supernovae that forged carbon and oxygen and iron, all of it has led in an unbroken chain to this very moment. To you lying here breathing, the iron in your blood was not made on Earth. It was forged in the heart of a star that lived and died long before our sun was even born. The calcium in your bones, the carbon in your muscles, the oxygen you are breathing in right now, it is all stardust. You are not just living in the universe, you are the universe. And in this moment, something truly miraculous is happening. Through you, the universe is becoming aware of itself. For billions of years, the cosmos was a magnificent, unthinking machine. It was full of light and energy, but it had no eyes to see its own beauty. It was full of complex physics, but it had no mind to comprehend its own laws. Until now, until this. Your consciousness, your ability to listen to these words, to think, to wonder, to feel is not just your consciousness. It is the consciousness of the cosmos. You are the universe's way of looking at the stars. You are the universe's way of understanding itself. Your brief, precious life is the moment that a collection of stardust wakes up and wonders where it came from. Every question you have ever asked, every moment of awe you have ever felt looking up at the night sky, that is the universe becoming self-aware. It is easy in the face of such vastness to feel small, to feel insignificant. A tiny speck of life on a tiny planet orbiting an average star in a forgotten corner of an ordinary galaxy. We are so small and the universe is so very, very large. But this is not a reason for fear. It is a reason for comfort. It is a liberation. Your smallness does not mean you are meaningless. It means you are connected. It means you are not separate from the whole. That feeling of insignificance is an illusion. The truth is that you are an integral, essential part of the entire cosmic story. The same laws of physics that hold galaxies together are holding the atoms in your body together. The particle of dust you see floating in a sunbeam is made of the exact same material as the rings of Saturn. The soft, pale moonlight that might be spilling into your room is just the reflected light of your own star, the sun. You are not an observer looking in from the outside. You are a participant. You belong here. You are as much a part of this universe as the most distant quasar, as the oldest black hole. You're woven from the same fabric. And now as you lie here ready for sleep, you can feel that connection in the simplest, most profound way. Just notice your breath. Feel the air entering your body and feel it leaving. A simple, quiet rhythm, in and out, a gentle tide. This rhythm is not just yours, it is the rhythm of the universe. As you breathe in, you are participating in a cycle as old as life itself. As you breathe out, you are letting go, releasing back into the world. This same rhythm is everywhere. The earth turns, bringing day and then bringing night. The moon orbits, pulling the oceans in and letting them go. Stars are born from clouds of gas and they die, releasing that gas back into the space between the stars. Galaxies spin in a slow, constant breathing motion. In and out, ebb and flow, creation and return. Your breath is your anchor to this great cosmic dance. And as you breathe, you can feel yourself becoming part of it. There's nothing left for you to do. There are no problems you need to solve, no thoughts you need to hold on to. You are simply a part of this grand, silent, eternal cycle. You are a wave on the cosmic ocean, and it is time to return to the sea. Allow your breath to be your guide. With every exhale, feel yourself letting go just a little bit more. Feel the tension leaving your muscles. Feel your mind becoming quiet, still and clear. You're safe, you're connected, you're made of stars. And now, it is time to rest. Let the gentle cosmic rhythm rock you to sleep. Let go, drift and rest. Good night.